Wiki, welcome, Warcraft 2 fans, to round 2 of this 4v4, round number 1. Unfortunately, I had just the most terrible of time commentating it as my screen was totally bonkers. Here we have Volva 01, actually the original Volva 1, not 01, and he'll be allying Spider with a $sign. And then it's $forward parentheses to the trouble to the back parentheses to the $sign. His name is Trouble, and he means trouble in this game. And his final ally is the Sassy Footman. Man, is this guy sassy. Meanwhile, down here it's Jill the Knight, and if you want to Jill the Knight, make sure you team up with Jill in Jill the Knight's Wiki Warcraft 2 Twitch TV channel. And also don't forget to check out the Trugglers Twitch TV channel. Here we have C Dot and Me Nell 1. So me now, or just me now, not me now one. Forget about me now one. I could talking about that guy, but I need to be talking about the real hero, Volva 1. He is not me now one, but he is Volva 1, and he's got the Wiki Warcraft 2 moves of the century. Such a great human being, as well as such a great player at Chop Farms on the World of Warcraft 2. Don't forget Spider over here. You don't get caught in the spider's web when he brings the action in the world of Wiki Warcraft 2. And then if you ever feel like you're in trouble, don't ally trouble, because really we backstab each other every time we're allies in every single Warcraft 2 game. His name is $/ back parentheses trouble with the to the forward parentheses to the back parentheses $, trouble. And he means trouble. A sassy footman with a sassy cannon tower going up here. Wiki Warcraft 2. If you too want to play Warcraft 2 with these Chop heroes, don't forget to get out there and play with Choppy. Who, rest in peace, Choppy. Actually, you can't play with Choppy any longer. But you could possibly play with some of these other Chop heroes, including Jill the Knight, and of course, his name. We forgot to introduce him because he's that excellent. His name is Lone Star. And you gotta pronounce the R like that, because notice that he has 2 R's at the end of his Lone Star name, which beckons you to. And he's going to be under cannon fire assault early on in this game by Volva 1. No, Volva 1, maybe you might say he's half as good as Volva 2, but I would have to disagree completely, because Volva 1 is pretty good at Wiki Warcraft 2. And Lone Star, no big noob. He's already got a catapult here to enter into the action. Ladies and gentlemen. Today's episode brought to you in part by the X-Man Ernst, and of course the Truckleard and Anatolian and Spencer Guffrey over there in Missouri. So if you're hanging out in Missouri, you might want to go visit Spencer Guffrey. Wow, look at the griffins on this guy. Spider setting up his spider's web with a whole lot of griffins, and a whole lot of dragons is on the table here from Trouble, who always means trouble in his Wiki Warcraft 2 Chop games. Bit of a neighbor war unfolding here. The sassy footman is really hoping that Trouble's gonna bring his dragons to bear, but Trouble's got his dragons nowhere to be helping out the sassy footman, so he'll have to take such a sassy defense into his own hands, hopefully for him soon. Look at the cannon tower, the catapults on this guy, Volva 1, in a world of trouble. He's getting axe Thor is actually not going to be very good against catapults. One catapult does arrive, will it allow him to survive? Here he goes. Ooh, nice catapult blast there. And a second one is gonna. Was that a one-shot catapult kill? Maybe the axe thrower even getting some. He's gonna try. No. What a hero axe thrower from Volva 1, however. And some Griffin's gonna be on the way from Spider. He's on the Spider Skull Island. in trouble with a huge number of dragons. He's gonna help the Sassy Footman any moment now. The Sassy Footman surviving barely by the hairs of his chinny chin. And Trouble gonna be there to rescue him with a huge dragon army. If it weren't for allies like Trouble. And meanwhile, here, a huge catapult buildup. This is just tearing down the fort for Volvo 01. Where are the Griffins? Oh, looks like there was a sneaky Griffin army assault back here. Whoa, Spider, you dog, you. Getting some attacks here that we didn't quite earlier seen. But meanwhile, Trouble with the dragons in the corner. Sassy Footman still hoping that his ally is going to come to his rescue, but Trouble seems like he's not interested in that at all. He's going to really patrol this corner in case there's farms are under assault. Even if somebody chops through all these trees and gets to this farm just in that event, there needs to be even more dragons arriving to defend this section. Meanwhile, Spider not going to sit idly by. He's going to launch and try to help out his friend of Volvo 1. Volvo 1 probably typing some nasty things to Trouble, which is likely why Trouble is sitting on his hindquarters here. How much longer will Trouble sit on his hands? Is no trouble for a player like him. He can sit on his hands all dang day. The breach is broke, and through that breach pours the forces of Lone Star, covered in the air by his two stalwart allies, CD, both capitalized to the O, T, and M-E, capital N-E-L, so these guys are performing quite superbly. Spider thought he had a GG on his hands, and look in here, Trouble still building up his forces. He needs to be 120% sure that these farms are completely secure over here before he decides to move out on the map. And the Sassy Footman able to sass his way to kind of a bit of a base here. It looks like his opponent is building right in the middle of his face, and Trouble's not interested in the least bit in helping out the Sassy Footman. Why, I don't know if I'd help a sassy pants like that out as well. Here comes Spider, and Spider is about to get the GG to his face as these death and decays, and look at that. Goblin Sappers about ready to blast their way to victory. It's about time. Trouble. What kind of trouble will all of these dragons raise? Will he haste them up? Does he even have haste? Yes, indeed he does. But I don't know if he wants to spend all that time hasting up 20 by the time you're done hasting up the first group of dragons. The last group of dragons will have their haste worn off, so this is going to be a difficult choice. Actually, this is the first time, look at it, ladies and gentlemen, Trouble bringing the action here with 4 dragons, and they think that Trouble has a force, but little do they know that the pain is about to be sprung, as it's all a trap. Trouble has saved every last resource to pump into this dragon. Look at the bank account on that guy, and there's just more dragons coming. So as the last flock of dragons are roosted from that dragon roost, will they finally make their way to their opponent's base, and will they be enough to destroy the opponent if they do eventually get there? Let's take a look at these nice defenses, guard towers everywhere. These players, no noobs at the World of Warcraft 2, and the Sassy Footman still Mr. Sassy Pants holding out here in the world of Wiki Warcraft 2. Okay, Trouble, I think you've troubled yourself enough. you have at least 50 dragons here. How many dragons are you going to need before you send them into battle in the world of Warcraft 2? Paid for and sponsored by the Truggler Show. Don't forget to check out the streaming schedule of the Truggler. He is the greatest. That Frenchman, no other man has production like him when it comes to the world of Warcraft 2. So get out there and check it out. And check out this serious number of dragons out here. Will they make their assault, or will they spend the entire day and maybe tomorrow too flying around this farm, making sure that farm is going to produce the biggest, most succulent pigs for them to eat? That's probably why they're all sitting around these pig farms. All right, Trouble. We're having trouble waiting for you to get your rear end into action. It's going to be the final nail in the coffin. Bringing Spider down is bringing him down to a 3v1 game, or I should say 4v1 game, because here's the first Hasted Dragon, the horror bringer of things to come. Is that Hasted Dragon all that he's got? No, he's got a huge flock, and this is bigger than a flock. It's flocks of flying dragons that could be hasted if he wants to spend 13 hours to haste every single one of these dragons up, which is no, not likely. Here's the nice mass of their opponent's dragons, but nice, the sassy footman with a blizz. I like it, continuously keeping their opponent's dragons numbers down. So I'm going to have to quit this game here because I just fell asleep trying to watch Trouble build up this 1,300 dragons. But I'm sure at some point in the future, he will bring the action, and the action is now. The future is now, burning down both of his allies' base as well as the opponent's base. Dragons flock all the way across the map to his arch nemesis. It's Lone Star, and he has it out for Lone Star. He's decided that he needs to burn in the entire Lone Star place to the ground. A very good defense, however, is going to knock out most all of these dragons, and Lone Star has survived what it was probably the greatest dragon mass invasion that we have ever witnessed in the world of Warcraft 2. I want to thank you guys all for tuning in. I want to thank my sponsor, Trugalart from the Trugalart Show, and as well as the X-Mannered and Terrorcon from Clan Absolute Synergy. And this game is a GG. Look at that nice little push out and a very good game so far. It's really going to put Spider back into this, but the sassy footman has no ability to mine. Let's see, he's got 200 gold. He's going to go ahead and chop this one little spot with great expectations. He's a sassy footman, indeed he is. And with the hasted dragons up here, they're going to actually secure the spot for the temporary. But as I said, my friends and enemies and everybody else who's bearing witness to this Wiki Warcraft 2 action, it is now a 4v2 battle and soon to be a 4v1 as, well, the game actually heating up a little bit. No, the sassy footman, what happened to your base? Well, if the sassy footman's not in this game, then there's no need to continue to witness this game at all. Yeah, you can see where the power is with the 4 defending players here versus 3, or 2, I should say, as the sassy footman is no longer part of the question. So, who else do I want to advertise? I want to advertise for Goldfish Snack Crackers, the snack that smiles back, as well as Hams, America's classic premium soda pop, the born in the land of sky blue waters, brewed in true family tradition from only the finest and choicest malt grain, purest water, and of course hops. So thank you guys all for tuning in. Tune in next time when we have yet another Wiki Warcraft 2 extravaganza as this game devolves into a 4v1. Peace out, homies.